Hey everybody, Palm Springs Cindy here. Well, it's been a little too long since I've uploaded a video, so I want to get this up, and I have some fun things to share with you guys. Actually, some thought-provoking things to share with you. But I'm going to catch you up on what I've been up to. Actually, the Friday before, last Friday before the Memorial holiday, Eric had left. Eric went out of town. He went to visit his family. He went to visit his dad. And so over the 3-day weekend, in fact, he just got back this afternoon, and he's going to come over a little bit later, and maybe we'll do a video together. So while he was gone, I was not feeling well. I was still not well. And like a couple days would go by and I'd feel pretty good, then I wouldn't. Anyway, long story short, Friday morning, I took myself back to urgent care, and I got there at 7:30 in the morning. Now, it doesn't even open till 8. But I thought, it's a 3-day weekend. I bet there's going to be a line. And I just, I wanted to get in there and get out because, it takes a while. Well, so I was the second person in line. There was one gal before me, and then one gal came after me. So the three of us were there for like 25 minutes, and before the people started coming. So we chit-chatted a little bit. Anyway, when I got in there, this is what happened. I saw a different doctor. I have to say, I really have had good care at urgent care. So the first doctor was very good, a young woman, and this doctor was very good, another young woman. And so anyway, she, listened to my story that I was congested, and the other doctor had said I had bronchitis, and gave me, she looked at my chart, so she knew what I was taking. I said, now I've been taking this almost 2 weeks, and I don't feel much better. And I feel a heaviness in my lower back and, in here. So anyway, she listened to my check. All my vitals were fine. I actually had, my temperature was fine. So she said, okay, she listened to my chest. And she said, okay, I'm going to send you over to get a chest x-ray. So I went over. It took a couple hours. I was there. But, I walked down the building, the row, and then that was the x-ray place. I waited my turn for that, got in there, got my results. They said they'd send them back to that other room. And so I walked back there. And the doctor said, when you come back, just go straight up to the desk and say you just had your chest x-ray, and they'll get you right back in, which they kind of did, but kind of didn't. It didn't matter. So the doctor came back in, and she said, well, the good news is your chest x-ray looks good. You're clear, you're fine. Your chest looks good. But she said, I think what's going on is, she said, you're definitely congested. It's a very dry congestion. So she said, I'm going to kind of give you more of the same. So she gave me a Z-Pack of steroids, and then she gave me a steroid shot, and she gave me a breathing treatment, and they sent me home with a breathing machine, one of those, like you breathe in and then out your nose. And she said, do that at least 3 times a day, and that medicine will help heal your congestion in your lungs and so on. So I've been doing that, and I've been better. But now yesterday I had a bad day. I was very tired, and I just laid around all day. But the day before I was kind of busy. So I think I have to monitor myself a little bit better. Just when I think I'm fine, it brings me back in. So, okay, and that's why I haven't been making videos. I haven't felt up to it. I haven't felt, I've been sort of draggy, and anyway, not in the video making mood. But while I've been laying around in draggy, you guys, I am totally obsessed with this game I'm playing online. It's ridiculous how obsessed I am. I play it hour after hour after hour. Well, almost. And it's Mahjong, but it's the real game, and you have to play with your card, and you play, the computer has 3 other people playing, and well, at any rate, it is, I've only won about 4 out of like 30 times I've played it, at least, maybe 40. I've only won about 4 times. And so, but it's very good practice. And so I'm not as afraid of playing. I see things a little more clearly. I understand the card. I'm recognizing, like I'm sticking to certain patterns. Then I get a certain hand, and then I think, oh, I'm going to try for a different pattern. If you don't end up with a couple jokers, there's a very little chance you're going to win. So, but anyway, it costs $6 a month to be on this website. You can play by yourself against the computer, or you can play with other people. Oh, heaven forbid I play with somebody else. So it is fun, it is hard, it's thought-provoking, and I'm crazy about it. In fact, maybe I'll put the link, because it's Mahjong Real Play with Your Card. That's how it's entitled. If any of you guys have it and are playing that, let me know, because I'm obsessed with it. Maybe we could play together. Okay. So that's what's been keeping me busy while I haven't felt good. Plus, I've enjoyed being out in my yard. It's been kind of windy. That's part of why I've got this bronchitis going on. It's been windy, and so at night I've been going out when I can tell, like, okay, it's going to start getting windy. Wind's coming up. Then I go out in my backyard and I hose everything down so that, like, the loose dirt and sand or whatever's out there, doesn't kick up. And so I hose everything. Well, I take my blower, clean off everything. Then I take my hose and then wet everything down. And that has been helping. So, and plus my yard looks nice. And that helps too. So, alrighty. You guys, I am devastated. They closed our 99-cent store. I love the 99-cent store. I don't go to Dollar Tree. Well, I just did, because they closed 99 cents. I'm devastated. It was like my grocery store practically. They had food there. They had very ripe vegetables and fruits. I'm just sick over it. I Googled it, like what happened and why did they close, and evidently they just weren't making any money. Go figure. But so now I went up to the Dollar Tree, and it's just down on the same strip mall, but the other side, and they don't have anything. What did I get that was like, oh, well, at least they have this? I forget what they have, but I did buy a couple things. Oh, I bought some paper plates. I bought some yellow paper plates and yellow napkins. I like to do that, I don't know, just in case I don't want to reach for a real plate, I guess. And I bought, what did I do with those? Let me see if I can find them. They're so darn cute. So cute. And, well, let's see. I was checking out, and you know how they have all those little items right by the cash register, right before you're ready to check out. And so I was kind of, just standing there looking, and I saw way in the back, I saw these precious little twinkle lights. And the 99-cent store where I used to buy them, they stopped selling them, or this type, the little tiny ones, for like $1.25. And I love these for hostess gifts. And I love them for my, to put around a candle, or they take 2 AA batteries. And, it's just enough to go around a little plant that you might have, or whatever. They're really cute. And like I said, they were pushed way in the back, right by the cash register. So I was like grabbing as many as I could that were exactly like this pattern. It's a little pink palm tree. So I thought that was cute. So yeah, I'm devastated about the 99-cent store because I could always go there and like get a little bag of ripe avocados and lemons and limes. I want to share last Sunday's church message with you guys because I was going to share something in this video, and lo and behold, it's a parallel main idea that was shared at church last Sunday. So both interesting, and so I want to share it with you guys. So, well, actually, while I'm doing that, I'm going to be filing my nails. Our pastor was gone last Sunday. I think he was in Mexico or something, and so we had a speaker, a young woman that talked about the history of our church. Actually, it was quite interesting. And so she shared this story with us. And while she said, this is something that a story that my mother used to tell me, and I've shared it with my children. And she said, and in fact, my daughter, after she knew this story and she was still a little girl, she made a little book and pictures to go along with this story. And so they put the pictures that her daughter had made of the story behind this lady while she was speaking on the full screen. So it was really cute. Okay, so she said, there is once upon a time, there was a green, very green banana. We'll call him Ben the banana. And he was growing somewhere in South America. And as time went by, Ben the banana had a dream, a desire, that he would one day be in a child's lunchbox, and the child would open the lunchbox, and in that lunchbox, there Ben the banana would be, beautiful yellow, perfectly ripe, and all the children sitting around at the lunch table would say, oh my gosh, look at that beautiful, perfect banana. I'll trade you my apple for that banana. Oh no, says the child, this is my favorite banana. Bananas are my favorite. It's just perfectly ripe. And I'll trade you my chips for your banana. Oh no, thank you. And so all the children would just be oohing and awing over this beautiful yellow banana in this child's lunchbox. And that was Ben the banana's dream. But he thought to himself, how will I ever realize this dream? I'm here in South America, and I would like to be like in a big grocery store in America with all the other beautiful yellow ripe bananas. How will that ever happen? So as time went by, one morning, he realized when he woke up that it was something different was going on. He felt emotion. And then he thought, I'm in some type of a truck or a vehicle. Then he was on some type of an airplane. And then before you knew it, he was on a shelf in a grocery store in America, in the bin with all the perfect yellow, perfectly ripe bananas. And he thought, oh my gosh, my dream is coming true. So he was on the shelf, and every time, he would see a passerby with children, he'd think, oh, this is it. I'm gonna know I'm gonna be taken home with this family. Well, lo and behold, as time went by, nobody picked Ben the banana. And in fact, what was happening is people were picking bananas, not him, and then he would be knocked off the bin and land on the floor. And time after time that happened. And every time it happened, he would get a bruise, like a heavy bruise. And before long, he was turning brown all over. So he thought, my dream of being the perfect yellow banana in somebody's lunchbox will never happen, because look at me, I'm overripe, I'm all battered and bruised. And so as time went by, one afternoon, a family rode by in the car and picked up Ben the banana, even though he was all brown, mushy, and bruised. Took him home, and before long, the children in the family were all working together to make banana bread. And so Ben the banana was like, oh my gosh, this is totally not what I was wanting, but here I am. And so the next day, the child was at school and it was lunchtime, and he opened his lunchbox, and there was this perfect a slice of banana bread wrapped up in some saran wrap. And oh, he was elated because banana bread was his favorite food item. And all the other kids were oohing and on, I'll trade you my banana for your banana bread. Oh no, this is my special banana bread that my family and I made together with extra ripe bananas, the perfect ripeness. Well, I'll trade you my potato chips for your banana. Oh no, thank you. I'm gonna keep my banana bread. So, the moral of the story was that, as the speaker was talking, that, sometimes we hold out faith, a dream that we may have, and we pray about it, and sometimes it doesn't come true the way we wanted it to come true. It didn't happen the way we wanted it to happen, but it did happen the way God wanted it to happen. And so, trust God. God's providence will always prevail. His plan is higher than ours. And part of the sadness to the story is the lady that was sharing it. She and her husband, as well as some other people through the years, planted this church that I'm going to, Shadow Rock Church. And so she was sharing that, sort of the history of the church and how the church got started. And since I'm new to the church, I don't know all about the history of it, but I did know this, but she explained it more specifically, that when she and her husband moved to this area and got this church up and running, along with the other group of people as well, it was, their dream was becoming realized. And lo and behold, her husband, pastor, was diagnosed with terminal cancer and ended up passing away within, I think, months. And so she said, that was not our dream. That was not what we had planned for. And she said, I didn't see my life as a widow. I didn't see my life as a single mother. My husband and I had plans to pastor this church, and it had been something planted in our hearts and minds for many years. And then here it comes to fruition, and then look what happens. So she said, but the main point is that the church is up and running, and that people are coming to church and learning and knowing and being saved. And that was God's plan. Okay, now with that in mind, there's something I want to share with you. And I've shared this, I think, once in 10 years, maybe twice, but I'm not sure. But every time I share it, I get a really great response. And like I said, it goes hand in hand with the message of Ben the Banana. What I'm going to read to you is about one page. It's called Welcome to Holland. And it's by Emily Pearl Kingsley. I am often asked to describe the experience of raising a child with disabilities, to try to help people who have not shared that unique experience to understand it, to imagine how it would feel. And it's like this. When you're going to have a baby, it's like planning a fabulous vacation trip to Italy. You buy a bunch of guidebooks and make your wonderful plans. The Colosseum, the Michelangelo, David, the gondolas in Venice. You may learn some handy phrases in Italian. It's all very exciting. After months of eager anticipation, the day finally arrives and you pack your bags and off you go. Several hours later, the plane lands. The flight attendant comes in and says, "Welcome to Holland." Holland? What do you mean, Holland? I signed up for Italy. I'm supposed to be in Italy. All my life, I've dreamed of going to Italy. But there's been a change of flight plan. They've landed in Holland, and there you must stay. The important thing is that they haven't taken you to a horrible, disgusting, filthy place, full of pestilence, famine, and disease. It's just a different place. So you must go out and buy new guidebooks, and you must learn a whole new language, and you will meet a whole new group of people that you would never have met. It's just a different place. It's slower paced than Italy, less flashy than Italy, but after you've been there for a while and you catch your breath, you look around and you begin to notice that Holland has windmills, and Holland has tulips. Holland even has Rembrandts. But everyone you know is busy coming and going to Italy, and they're all bragging about what a wonderful time they've had there. And for the rest of your life, you will say, that's where I was supposed to go. That's what I had planned. And the pain of that will never, ever, ever go away, because the loss of that dream is a very significant loss. But if you spend your life mourning the fact that you didn't get to Italy, you may never be free to enjoy the very special, the very lovely things about Holland. P.S. I love you. Mwah. Until our next conversation.